All right, Bill, I need some advice, Bill. Going for it. Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Going for it. This is some guy from the 80s. He's going to go for it. That was one of the worst fucking expressions ever in the 80s. Do you remember that? And it bottomed out in that Rocky movie, in Rocky 3. Or maybe that started it all. When Clubber Lang got in his face and was like, I'm going to bust you up. And then Rocky's like, go for it. And that was supposed to be like this big moment. Like, he's not scared anymore. Go for it. Did everybody in that part of the 80s, everybody in the early to mid 80s, more like the early 80s, in all those fucking movies, everybody dressed like they were on their way to an aerobics class. In fact, I think Sylvester Stallone, didn't he have on leg warmers during part of his workouts in those movies? I can't remember. Dear Bill, since I was 12 years old, I've been playing blues music professionally around the Colorado and Front Range area. What the fuck is the Front Range area? Is that Wyoming? Bum-ba-dee-da, bum-ba-dee-da. I've made good money. What kind of gigs did you get in the Front Range area? Every year I play blues music on Hitler's birthday for this Aryan group / meth lab in fucking Casper, Wyoming. I've made good money and lots of friends on the way. This year I even made it to the finals at the International Blues Challenge. Needless to say, I've been blessed so far in life. Yeah, and you must be a fucking beast if you can do that. He says, not bad for a 16-year-old. Go fuck yourself. You know, that's awesome for a 16-year-old. Jesus Christ. I wasn't doing shit. All I was doing was flunking every class in high school. And I had my driver's license. I got my driver's license the second I turned 16. The second I was eligible. And I took it on I actually took I had the balls to take it with a stick shift. It was a 78 Chevette 4-speed. And the only reason why I say I had the balls, every car in my family, we always had stick shifts. I don't know why. You know, it was funny. We had manual transmission, but there wasn't a sports car to be found. Anyways, here's my problem. Ever since I was 8 years old and saw Reservoir Dogs, I wanted to write and direct movies. Now, this isn't a choice between my two passions. I do plan on doing both for the rest of my life, but with the screenplay competition, I have little hope for. Why do you have little hope in a screenplay competition? They have shit like that, don't they? Or are you saying you're not good at it? I don't know, Bill. Why don't you read the rest of it and you'll figure it out? A screenplay competition I have little hope for. Oh, I see. No, those do exist, dude. I don't know where they are, but they do exist. I remember Matt Damon and Ben Affleck had that Project Greenlight. There's always people doing stuff like that. I can't say always, but there is shit like that. Anyways, a dad that's recovering from a car accident. Sorry to hear that. And a mom working to keep our family in a home. I have no idea how to start making my first feature film. Now you're probably thinking, you're 16. No, I'm not. I'm thinking you're ahead of the game. This is good. But I have no money for the high school I go to anymore. And being in the blues world for so long, I know that tomorrow I will wake up and be 43, wondering if I accomplished everything I wanted to. Being a 16-year-old blues musician who's most likely isn't going to get a high school diploma and wants to make movies. Jesus Christ, dude. First thing I'll tell you is you gotta put a little sunshine in your thoughts there, youngster. Stop listening to that fucking blues music. It's making you just depressed. Why don't you listen to a little hair metal? It's happy. Anyways, I'm pretty lost. It's scary because I'm at that place where the things you do now affect your future. Any advice on how to keep positive as I try and become a filmmaker would be greatly appreciated. Thanks, and sorry for writing so fucking much. Yeah, dude, first of all, you're acting like you're 86 and not 16, all right? You're 16. You're way ahead of the fucking game. All right? When I was 14, I was going to go to Notre Dame and become a lawyer. By the time I was 16, I was thinking, well, maybe I'll learn a trade. All right? That's how quickly I fucking, went off the rails. Now there's a bunch of people in trades. So what, I'm a moron if I can't make a lamp? No, you're a fucking genius because you can make a lamp. Or however the fuck that went. This is how you learn to make movies, dude. You just go ahead and you fucking make one. All right? This is the deal. You don't have any fucking money, all right? So you can make enough money like just playing music with a goddamn bucket in front of you in downtown Denver. Save up and get an iPhone if you don't already have one. All right? You got an iPhone, you can fucking shoot some video. Then upload it on and just, do it for nothing. Upload it on a computer or a friend's computer, or whoever you're making the movie with. That's the way to learn how to do shit. That's the advice I'll give you. You just go out and you do shit. And then every time you think a negative thought that's saying, I can't do this, you have to fucking mentally beat the shit out of that thought. And you have to really become conscious as to what your brain is telling you. Because you seem like you're very early on, so I don't think it's going to be that deep of a groove. But your brain is like catastrophizing. Okay? Everything you're thinking of doing, somehow it ends with you slamming into a brick wall. All right? And if you think that way, you become paralyzed and you can't step forward. But your heart wants to step forward, but you can't because your brain keeps fucking showing you that brick wall. So what's then going to happen is your fucking heart is going to be waking you up in the middle of the night, thinking thoughts like, "What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?" And then you're going to start drinking, and it's going to be or whatever the fuck, something bad. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. Then you're going to become miserable, and then you're going to see somebody young one day who isn't in their way, and you're actually going to try to discourage them, which is going to make you feel like a piece of shit. So, the biggest thing I would work on is you just have to really. You have to be conscious of when your brain's telling you can't do something. You're 16 fucking years old, okay? You got your whole world, the whole fucking life in front of you, and you can start making a movie tomorrow. And this is the great thing, dude. Just give yourself the permission to suck. It's your first one. It's supposed to suck, all right? I had no idea how to do stand-up. I just signed up for an open mic, and I went on fucking stage, and I hung on for dear life. And you know what? I sucked, and I sucked for a while, but every time I sucked a little bit less. And that's how you got to do it. And I had all that negative shit going on in my head. And I bought those fucking books on how to think positive, which was hilarious with my negative mind. It's just as I'm reading it, wanting to absorb it, I'm also ripping it apart, saying this is bullshit. But I don't know. Unless you're like clinically depressed, just negative thought is just a habit you can get out of. And that's kind of what I found. And you just have to be conscious of it. And, it's really just a choice. You just think a negative thought. And you're like, all right, there's a negative thought. Step back, look at it, and be like, oh, do I want to fucking, tie myself to that thing and have it pull me all the way down to the ground? Or am I going to say, you know what, fuck that thought and think something positive? No, I'm going to make a movie. What I would do if I was you is I would just be thinking about guys like Tarantino or Spike Lee or Kevin Smith, any of these guys who just were like, fuck it, I'm going to make a movie. And they just went out and did it. And next thing you know that they had a career. If those guys can do it, you can do it. That's just focus on them. That's what I do. Fuck it. I'm a balding redhead in this fucking business who has the nerve to try to go and audition for movies every week. Where the fuck do I get off doing that? Who wants to see that on screen? But what do I think of? People still want to see Ed Harris. They don't care. So fuck it. I'm going to look at Ed Harris. I'm not going to fucking be focusing on all these washboard middle, full head of fucking hair, run for president looking fucking jaws. Like, I'd kill myself. Jesus Christ, now I'm starting to depress me. That's what I would do. You want to make a movie, you go fucking make a movie. That's what I would do. I don't know why you feel like you're not going to finish high school. You could do that. You can do it. There's got to be a way that you can get a high school diploma. What if you have to transfer? You got to fucking transfer to a new school that's cheaper. So what? You come in, all of a sudden you're the new guy. Hey, who the fuck is this guy, right? You come in like fucking Clint Eastwood. All of a sudden you're getting blown by some chick because she thinks you're mysterious because you have a different area code. It can happen. Just, I was going to say buy a trench coat, but that's probably not good to do in Colorado, is it? Oh, that was a bad one. Sorry. You know what I mean? Just, you got to think positive, all right? If you keep thinking negative, that shit's going to happen. If you think positive and you do the work, that's the critical part, you'll be fine. And thus ends my little self-help after-school special here, all right? All right, don't write to me. Don't keep thinking that shit. I want to hear from you in 6 months going, hey, I actually made the movie. It didn't come out that bad. You're going to learn a bunch of shit. Believe me. And that's the kind of thing also that never ends. I'm still learning shit. Every time I go and tape a special, there's always something, fuck. The first time when I did Why Do I Do This, it was the first time I was ever the guy calling the shots, and I forgot to tell them that I needed a clock. I just assumed that it was going to be there. And I went out, and there was no clock. There was no way to tell how long. I didn't know what time I went out. And ended up being a little bit of a clusterfuck at the end of it. So then the next time I did a special, I had a fucking clock, And, I just did another special. I learned something on that. And I was like, what the fuck? When am I going to have this thing down? There's always going to be obstacles. It's just basically how it is. All right? So there we go.